Salute, comrades. This is Behind the Walls Talk with your founder, William McCallum, and I thank you for visiting this domain. I'm here to give you an insight into the minds and hearts of those incarcerated that have been deemed voiceless. Well, this is where their voice and stories will be told for those of you who are concerned with human beings that are in prison for the mistakes they have made and for some of the injustices that were committed against them. Resolutions for reform is the goal and objective looking to be obtained. Now step into our world. Welcome to this special episode of Behind the Walls Talk. My guest with me today is my comrade and brother of the struggle, G Money. This brother has a story of loyalty and disloyalty that plays out from behind these walls. He has something to say. So without further ado, tell the listeners, my brother, what's your name and where are you from?
My name is Edward Wiley. I'm from Chatham County, Dollar City, North Carolina.
Okay, my brother. I would like to know, what were you charged with initially and how much time did they give you?
Initially, I was charged with statutory rape. They gave me 15 to 18.
Can you explain to the listeners the extent of the charge that they gave you as far as the statutory rape and the incident behind it all?
My baby mama lied to me about her age. Her mom and dad knew. They even been trying to get me out since day one. But we ended up having a kid together, so I feel like that's the real reason why they gave me the 15 to 18.
Okay, my brother. Now, there was another charge that you was convicted of behind these walls. You know, I would like to hear what were you charged with and how much time did they give?
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
For the charge that you was convicted of from behind these walls?
Behind the walls, I was convicted for second-degree murder, gang-related. They gave me 18 to 21 years.
Would you like to give us a background story upon what it was that led up to this incident or anything pertaining to this incident?
All I know, well, it started out as a hit. I wasn't supposed to kill him or nothing, but I ended up hitting him 3 times and thought I was hitting him in the side, but I was hitting him in his heart.
Okay, my brother, then I'm going to ask you something else. Like, after the incident occurred, what was your experience after this situation, going to the whole, segregation and everything? How much time did you do on segregation, and what was your experience like?
Well, I went to H-Con. I done 4 years on H-Con. I done 2 years, which is I done a year on M-Con and a year on I-Con. But the whole time I was in the hole, I just did a lot of growing up and realizing that I'm better. I mean, I can take care of myself better than anybody, and nobody cares about me more than I care about myself. So I did a lot of growing and a lot of focusing on me.
Well, that's deep, bro. I'm gonna ask you this. Well, you stated a while ago that you and the girl that you had the first charge with had a child. You know, what's the child's name and how old is he now?
His name is Rayshawn Nettles, and he is now 20. He should be 20 or 19 or 20.
How does having a child while being incarcerated affect your time? How does it make you feel by being absent in their lives physically, and what is it that you do to be there for him mentally and spiritually?
Well, it's hard having a child in here because at the end of the day, they feel like that I don't want to be there, and that's the hard part. But just talking to them and letting them know that I love them and I want to be there, but it's things I have to take care of before I can be there. So
do you have moral or mental support from someone in society? If so, who are they, and what would you like to say to them?
I have my mom, which is her name is Carolyn Person. I have my grandma, which is her name is Alma Person, and I have my aunt. Her name is Florence Person. And I just want to let them know that I love them and I thank them for being here for me and not giving up on me.
Okay, what's your story on how you grew up as a youth, the experiences you've had, the traumas you have endured, and what it was that may have led to your incarceration to begin with?
Well, I was molested as a kid, but as far as my past, I don't base it on me being in here. I feel like I just made a wrong decision and made a wrong move, or just somebody lied to me about the age. So, like at the end of the day, it's just something I learned from, and I just got to grow on it on my own because I can't blame nobody or my past. It was up to me to do what I did, and so.
Okay, brother, that's deep, boy. I ain't expect you to go that deep. Let me ask you this right here, man. Have you had to deal with the death of loved ones, family, or friends? If so, who were they, and is there anything you would like to say about them or the impact they made in your life?
My cousin, Chris Person, he passed away. He got stabbed to death in the world. But I introduced him to this gang stuff, and it really tore me up because I should have never brought him into this lifestyle. But at the end of the day, I was young, childish, and wasn't thinking. So I just like to apologize to my aunt, Florence Person, for even bringing him into that part of life.
Hey, I want to ask you something, my brother. You know, you have a lot of children out there in society nowadays, man, growing up. They idolize this gangster mentality, you know what I'm saying? And I would like to know what it is that you would like to say to the youth out there now that are being misled and find the life of crime intriguing, dealing with mental health issues from traumas they've already faced at a young age, and feel as if there's no other way out of their poverty-stricken lives.
Well, as far as mental health goes, I feel like everybody should reach out and get some help some way, somehow. There's always somebody out there that's want to listen to what's going on in your life, and there's always somebody out there that is out there to help you. Don't give up. But as far as in this gangster stuff, I feel like, well, it started as us bettering our community and our people, but it led to something different. So I feel like everybody should get back to the basics and take care of their community and uplift everybody that's in our community.
That's exactly right, my brother. You know, because it all started out, you know, with the police brutalizing the community, terrorizing the community, and you know, we protecting the community. That's what the gangs.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
The gangs and organizations and these movements were created for. This is what they were started for. To protect the community, uplift the community, motivate the community, and encourage the community to be the best that they could possibly be. All right, my brother. I'm going to ask you this right here, man. You know, 'cause I know you done been incarcerated for a minute, and, you know, you finished your first sentence in 2019, and now you're working on this second sentence from the charge that you caught behind the walls. I want to ask you this question right here, like, because you definitely have a date. So, what is it that, you know, will you tell the listeners what a second chance in society means to you?
It means everything in the world to me. I can never make up the time that I lost with my family or my kids. All I can do is move forward and try to make it better as I get back out there to society and let them know that I love them and I'm there for them and I'm never going nowhere else. As far as crime goes, I'm going out there and I might just be the biggest nerd in the world, but I'm just going out there and just support my family and just be there for them. That's first and most important.
Any last words you would like to share with the listeners of Behind the Walls Talk?
Okay. Well, I just want to say I appreciate Will for giving me this interview. And you know, at first I was kind of skeptical about the interview because of my first charge. And I appreciate him for not judging me and just being here and being a bigger brother and just leading me and helping me as much as possible.
Thank you, my brother, for doing this interview, man. I really appreciate it, man. You know, the listeners, you gave them something to hear. You gave them something to put on their mind, and I appreciate you for that, man. I'm very grateful to have this interview with you, my brother. And, man, hey, yo, man, peace and blessings to you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? You're definitely going to get back out there in society, and you're going to be a pillar in the community to help them brothers and sisters out there, man. I love you, my brother. Peace. It's Behind the Walls Talk.